Hello and welcome. And today we're talking about the mind. That's today's topic. Now, have you ever noticed how your thoughts shape your reality? And sometimes you are the follower of your thoughts rather than the leader, and it doesn't always bring us where we want to get. The mind is an incredibly powerful tool, but we do need to know how to use it and to be willing to do that. And the things that go on in our mind, many of them were not put there consciously. They were embedded in us through our childhood, our caregivers, society, the media, the countries we were born into, religion. Nowadays, of course, our phones and scrolling. And once we've had certain beliefs embedded in our brain, our job or the brain's job will be to find evidence that those beliefs are true. And often we spend our entire life going through life, having been told as a young child, perhaps, that we were not worthy. We now go through life and we find example after example that would support the fact that we're not worthy. But turn that around to the person who has learned either in their childhood, they've had the luck and really the gift of wonderful, empowering beliefs and mindsets. Those young people have a much higher chance of living a fantastic life because they're looking for evidence that supports the fact that they're wonderful or supports the fact that life is easy. And off they go into the world with that mindset. So the mind is very, very powerful. We cannot, of course, as young children, dictate and control which thoughts, beliefs are going into our mind. And so it's important that when we are adults and we wake up one day saying, this isn't the life I want to live, I want to live a very different life, it's important that we go back into the mind and start to do some weeding, start to understand what is my internal dialogue, what am I thinking that's not helping me? Because in all likelihood, if I have an internal voice that's putting me down, that voice never originally came from me. And that's really important. I'm going to repeat that. If you have a negative voice inside your head putting you down, it's unlikely to have ever come from you. This will be a voice that was given to you by somebody else. Somebody told you this in your childhood, or you heard somebody very close to you saying this belief to somebody else. Or the third option of that is that you looked at the world as a child and you made a connection that perhaps wasn't the connection that was beneficial for you to make. But as children, we simply don't have the ability yet to discern. So as adults, when we realize we want to live our best life, we must go back into the mind and get a bit curious. What's going on in that mind of mine? What have I picked up along the way that's not helping me? This is not about judgment. This is really about curiosity and fascination. And the quickest way to look at whether you've got a healthy mindset or a not healthy mindset is to look at your life. What area of your life is not working out the way that you would like? Beliefs will be the one thing that got you there and the one thing that's going to get you out. So, 3 things to be thinking about today. Daily affirmations to replace negative self-talk. And the first point of that is to catch the negative self-talk. And sometimes we catch the negative self-talk when we're talking to others or about others and get quite negative and judgy. That voice that we might be using about others, we are always using about ourselves first. We would never judge others without first judging ourselves. So watch out for the negative self-talk. I recommend writing these things down and replace them with daily affirmations of a positive nature. Number 2, keep a journal, a thought journal, where you can keep either negative self-talk bits down there, but also many other things, limiting beliefs that you notice yourself having or thinking about life. And number 3 is to really start meditating for 5 minutes a day to train your mind to focus on positive thinking. Now, to be positive, I'm not trying to control the negativity and tell it to stop. I'm noticing negativity and I'm letting it move on. So that's my third tip. And we're going to end on a quote by Marcus Aurelius. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength.